Welcome to LFN News, a production of LFN Media, bringing you the latest in celebrity news, with specific analysis to keep you in the know of what is going on around you. One can't help but get angry at the fact that, the twice scamming, former hair braider to R. Kelly, actually managed to initially successfully extort the RnB King of funds to the tune of $650,000 in a settlement deal back in 2003. The conniving hairdresser had allegedly accused R. Kelly of abuse, and just like any celebrity would, R. Kelly was advised by his lawyers to agree to a settlement deal, having clearly determined that she was merely interested in money, and that $650,000 would surely be nothing compared to the possibility of a baseless scandal, especially at that particular time of his life. Let's set the record straight here though, before we move on any further. It's important to note that Lanita Carter, who had supposedly served as Kelly's hair braider for over a year, was actually 24 years old at the time. Well, she went on to extort yet another $100,000 from R. Kelly in 2009, after Kelly released a song about getting intimate with a hair braider, claiming she was the lady R. Kelly had referred to in the song. Little did she know that she was actually giving herself up, making these accusations. But we shall delve into this a little later. What's ironic, however, is the revelation that Lanita now just might be as broke as she probably was before she extorted R. Kelly, if not broker, after word that her home, the down payment of which came from part of the money she had extorted from Kelly, was up for foreclosure. Karma has indeed paid her a visit, proof of what they say, that it will always come back biting, however late. A wise man once said, "Easy come, easy go." And indeed, what comes easy won't last long, and what will last long won't come easy. It's funny how, when Lanita saw yet another opportunity to extort R. Kelly, following a call from Cook County State's Attorney Kimberly Fox, who was pleading for alleged victims to come forward, she was quick to come out and allegedly share her story. Although she claims she is too eager to share even more detail in a trial, as she hopes there will be one in regards to the Cook County indictment, which in itself is highly doubtable, she had better get her story straight before she plans to take to the stand, because a lot of her recounts don't add up at all. It's amazing just how much body language, in conjunction with a rehearsed script, can actually give away. We dare to bring you the few ignored details in her interviews that seem to give away much more than she ever intended to share. First, from her interview on Lifetime's Surviving R. Kelly, The Reckoning, it's clear that her tears in all these interviews she has been doing since she allegedly chose to go public with her story, are indeed genuine tears, but those tears ain't related to what she alleged R. Kelly did to her after all. Yes, they could actually be related to R. Kelly, but for a different reason altogether. Besides, why would she be genuinely crying about something she herself made fun of and joked about, on several of her failed stand-up comedy stunts? But as it turns out, Lanita was also allegedly molested at a young age, between the ages of 8 and 12. It's very likely that she actually came up with this story, as part of her scam to try and get close to R. Kelly, having been well aware of R. Kelly's equally difficult childhood. And as it is, she doesn't need a scarly past to cry us a river. Andrea Kelly, R. Kelly's ex-wife, has shown us just how easy it is to set those tears rolling, irrespective of the facts. But if there should be any truth in her story, then that's pain enough to have any women shed tears enough for a dozen TV shows straight, every time they talk about the subject. All they would need to do is pull up just a single memory from that dreaded past, and you have yourself a crying baby. But that's not all. We learned from Lanita herself that she had actually been in an abusive relationship with her husband at the time. And she says she did confess this to R. Kelly, who tried to help her get out of that place. But did she? She confesses that R. Kelly was actually giving her sound advice, talking to her, allegedly making her feel like he believed in her. She was depressed then, hurt and without friends, so she claims. Was she telling him all this just to build a certain bond with him? He told her she was stronger than that, better than that, and rightfully so, allegedly asking her not to be weak, leaving her feeling better than before. Does that sound like an abuser? She went on to confess that that was the first time somebody had talked to her, and treated her with respect. Do you see the pattern? She was slowly falling in love with R. Kelly. Maybe all of R. Kelly's kindness to her had sent off wrong signals after all. She confessed that she told R. Kelly almost everything, because he was too easy to talk to. Lanita further claims that after an incident, where one of the members of R. Kelly's entourage hit on her at the studio one day, and she allegedly refused, things between him and Kelly shifted in a major way. She claimed that Kelly blamed her for not giving him a heads up about the incident. Really? I got a phone call, and it was Robert irate over the phone, asking me, "Why didn't you tell me this was going on?" She said. I said, "I'm so sorry. I would have told you, but I didn't think it was nothing." She narrates. Lanita seems to be leaving out some critical detail here. Anyone with half a brain can clearly read that R. Kelly and Lanita had already grown intimate at this point. Since when had R. Kelly started caring who any of his entourage members hit on? And why would he be angry with her for allegedly saying no? And why would she be apologizing after all? She was a grown woman to start with. With 3 kids for that matter. There's just this thing about telling a story, for which you want to sound believable, but still conveniently leave out anything incriminating, anything that would compromise you. You just will never know how much truth to say, and how much to leave out. It's no wonder detainees always have a right to their silence. It's clear you're safest with your mouth fully shut. But should you choose to start talking, then you had better say it all as is, otherwise, it will be as easy knowing you are lying from what you haven't said, as it would be saying it all together. Lanita goes on to confess that after that incident, something was obviously different. Of course. Whatever went down between her and that alleged entourage member didn't sink in well with R. Kelly. I stopped getting called to come and do his hair, she explained. She said she would call trying to get hold of Kelly, only to be told he wasn't in the studio. Lanita claims that after about a month, an R. Kelly employee suddenly called her for a hair appointment. This is probably the point she made the decision she had to blackmail him sooner than later, well knowing her initial bond with Kelly had been greatly compromised. Clearly, she was not ready to be just his hair braider. She had confessed she wasn't even earning quite enough from it after all. She then narrates how much she endeavored to apologize to R. Kelly for that incident of over a month ago. Here is someone apologizing over and over again for being hit on, just being hit on, and by who? Not by R. Kelly, but allegedly by someone in R. Kelly's entourage. Something just doesn't add up. That aside, her details of the actual day in question just have something amiss. But that's probably a story for another day. But if she thinks she is going to come with this story in a trial, where Jennifer Bonjean serves as a defense attorney, she had better think again. Bonjean will just shred her into pieces, and those tears of hers will actually come in handy more than ever. And if she thought she had gotten yet another free ticket to bag yet another bounty, she had better think again. She should have just held tight on the $750,000 she was lucky to get. Whoever told her to mismanage it? Although it's no surprise that she must have lost it all. Just like the saying goes, what goes around comes around. Karma is real, so she was bound to lose it anyway. That's all we had for you today. Please let us know what you personally think of Lanita Carter's allegations. We value your honest opinion. Thank you for watching LFN News, a production of LFN Media, giving you another view of issues at hand. To get notified whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now and hit the notification icon, and remember to give us your comment on the subject matter below.